Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. From the New York Post. Squad Representative Bowman predicts civil war if GOP takes control in midterms. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I got to do my sound effect here. Hang on. Yeah. Spooky stuff. It's fear-mongering. What he's basically saying is, I'm a Democratic operative. I'm a representative in Congress. And if the GOP, the evil empire, wins, there's going to be rioting and civil war. So don't vote that way. Yeah, okay. Progressive Democrat, of course, warned of a stark outcome if Republicans take back power in November midterm elections, one that would embolden far-right extremists and white nationalists who he claims have been pushing for civil war. No, the fact of the matter is it's the progressives that have been pushing for civil war. And I'll give you a classic example. Just this week, the organization that firebombed 17 abortion alternative clinics, i.e. to try to help these young mothers if they don't have the resources, if they want to have their babies, to do so. And maybe adoption services after to help them along after the baby is born. That's part of a woman's choice. The choice isn't only to terminate the pregnancy. The choice can also be to have the baby, now keep it or give it up for adoption, or also choices as well. And what this organization said is, now it's time for us to finally defend ourselves and take off the gloves, even though they firebombed 17 of these places. And if Roe v. Wade is overturned, then we're going to escalate and really have a conflict. Now, that's exactly the same as 1860. When the South said, if Lincoln wins the election, we're seceding from the Union. And if you remember, I think it was 5 or 6 states actually seceded after Lincoln was elected, but before he was sworn in, because they got sworn in later then. It was in March, I believe, not January. Now, they said the exact same thing as they're saying today. These pro-choice, pro-abortion people, if they rule this way, if Lincoln is elected, we're going to escalate. It's the same thing. They're the ones pushing for civil war, not the other side. During a Saturday interview on MSNBC's The Cross Connection with Tiffany Cross, the Bronx Westchester member of the congressional squad, led by socialist darling AOC, claim Republicans will quickly take action to halt Democratic process the investigation in the January 6th Capitol riot. Now, investigation into what? Saying the House Select Committee findings would be completely suppressed. Because I'm going to be perfectly frank here, it's bullshit. Complete and all, it's just complete, pure bullshit. Biden also claimed the GOP would impeach President Biden as quickly as possible, and they would continue to find ways to impeach him going forward. Now, that's a 50-50 call for me if I was a GOP. I was up in leadership in the GOP. Whether you want to leave Biden in his office and let him finish out his term, which would be great for the GOP, or impeach him, which they won't get the proper votes in the Senate. But even if they could, Kamala Harris would be president, and that's really crappy too. So the GOP choice would be, in that case, get poked in the eye with a sharp stick or a dull stick. Good luck picking that choice. But Bowman went on to warn that Republicans getting control of the House and/or Senate would embolden dangerous and violent extremists to take further control. You mean like the violent extremists that firebombed 17 abortion alternative clinics? You mean like that? You mean like the extremes of rioting for an entire year and causing billions of damage and killing dozens and dozens of people and destroying tens of thousands of people's lives forever? You mean that kind of extremism? Oh, okay. What kind of extremism are you talking about? You're an idiot. No, there'll be that one group, one right-wing group. They'll do something dumb and it'll get blown out of proportion. Meanwhile, they can do whatever they want to, carte blanche. But also embolden Republicans in the far right and white nationalists across the country. Really and truly white nationalists, if you put them all together, I doubt if you could fill up an arena to watch a hockey game. I doubt if it'd be half of that. To begin to believe that it's their time not to just take power in the House, but the Senate, the White House, and state houses across the country. I have to give them the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Guys, these guys suck so bad. It's amazing to me. And, of course, they're going to show some pictures of the January 6th riot. You know, they're going to keep going with this stuff. It's our democracy is hanging. Oh, the great replacement myth refers to a theory held by white nationalists that purports white Americans are being intentionally replaced. What a crock of crap. Our democracy is hanging by a thread, and black and brown people, our lives are in a balance if these people come back to power. Well, don't white people live in a democracy too? Don't they lose as well? You're an idiot. The progressive lawmakers' warning of further division among the parties comes as 44% of Americans believe the U.S. seems headed towards a civil war in the near future, according to an April survey. The poll done by the Southern Poverty Law Center, yeah, they're about as credible. Among 1,500 Americans found that a majority of Republicans, 53% agree the U.S. is headed towards a civil war compared to 39% of Democrats. That's the problem. Progressive Democrats don't see Republicans as their opponent. They see them as their mortal enemy. And it'd be interesting to see the breakdown by age, because I think it would be a lot higher, if you took away the over 55 group that was in that poll. And I guess the numbers, my guess would be the numbers would be a lot higher. Less seem inclined to approve of general political violence. Only 41% of Republicans agree that some violence might be necessary to protect the country from radical extremists. Violence being defending yourself from these morons when they attack you, compared to 34% of Democrats and 29% of independents. And there you have it. It's not going to be a civil war like 1861. Not at all. The lines were drawn. The states were left. This is going to be conflict all over the country. We'll see what sparks it. Will be the abortion issue? Will it be gun control issue? Will it be the election results this November, as some counties will not certify, and the list goes on and on. Which one will be the spark that ignites it, if at all? We're going to have to see. But I remember a quote from the movie Amistad when John Quincy Adams was talking to the Supreme Court. And if the Africans were freed by the Supreme Court, they were afraid it would cause a civil war. And John Quincy Adams said, if it brings upon civil war, then let it come. And let it finally be the last battle of the American Revolution. I'm not calling for violence, so YouTube don't have a stroke. But these things happen every 3 or 4 generations. 70, 80 years is a cycle. And we're going to see what happens. The problem is this. We live in a constitutional republic, and everybody knows it. But the progressive Democrats live in a multicultural democracy, and they cannot function together. They cannot be together. One of them has to win. And I'm praying and hoping in the end the constitutional republic wins. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.